Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So I just wanted to do this unboxing together with you because I just wanted to share the experience with you. So I must say, I already mentioned like a couple of times now, I'm super excited to just check it out. And again, like I got the opportunity back in the day a couple of times, but most of the time it didn't came with a box or a very horrible condition. So this thing is absolutely a beast. It makes no sense sometimes to buy this thing, but it's still, let's say, when you're putting it up in the top 5 or top 10, I think it still performs pretty damn nice, even now today. Let's see what we're going to get inside here. We're going to get ourselves the presentation and warranty card. And ooh, are we going to get a cool poster? Yeah, we're going to get a cool poster. Oh, it even explains a little bit of what it is. So it's a poster and a manual. How cool is that? Yeah. What I always loved about this device is just the clamshell design what they're using. It's something you don't see very often nowadays with handhelds from AliExpress. And that makes it even unique even when there are so many out there. So the design, it's very compact where you basically like having it, the clamshell design. The other thing I already noticed when opening it up, and you want to close it, it just feels like a very nice high quality product that Nvidia just stands for. So here we do have like a rubber compound at the back. So at the back we're going to get ourselves a rubber compound. Not a big fan of this because it's going to get sticky sometimes, or they're using a different kind. It does have like a lot of scratching up because you're going to put it on the table and maybe move it around. But it will give you some extra grip. Another thing, they call this thing the Model P2450. Another thing I really like about it is the shoulder buttons and the trigger buttons. Simply because the shoulder buttons and the trigger buttons can be reached fairly easy. So the design of this thing is very comfortable. It feels quite heavy, but it is not like that heavy that it's going to be uncomfortable, though I've seen with Chinese handhelds. So the weight of the device is over 580 grams. Yeah, and I can tell you it's quite heavy when you compare it with different handhelds. But not to the point I think it's uncomfortable. I just wanted to point it out. Another thing is like, oh yeah, let's go to the gym with my Nvidia Shield and can use it like some weight. Oh yeah, and play some games at the same time. But let's open it up. And when I mentioned, this thing feels like a very nice high quality product. I love it. And do get a little bit of a PlayStation/Xbox feeling with this controller, simply because we have the two joysticks over here. Unfortunate thing is you can see like the joystick do have some wear and tear of the use of all the years. I don't know if you can replace them fairly easy or if they are like the same like a certain kind of controller. So there's something you need to figure out, because it would be great to replace them in the future. Another thing is we do have like the A, B, X, Y button over here like an Xbox, but they feel absolutely amazing. The D-pad is more like the floating D-pad, but I can tell you it's very comfortable to play and use. At the front we're going to get two facing like speakers, and they sound absolutely amazing. And in the middle we're going to get ourselves the Nvidia Shield button for powering it on. It's even like light up. I think you don't really notice of the lighting. Then we have like the back button, the home, volume, and then we even have like some other options for like pressing play, stuff like that. At the front we do get ourselves the intake for the cooling. And it's unfortunately it's a little bit scratched up. We do get ourselves the exhaust for the cooling. Then we have like input for the micro SD card. We do have the option to even like with a mini USB use it on your television, micro USB for charging, and even a headphone jack comes with this thing. The display, I personally really like it, but of course because the system is already a couple of years old, it's a little bit outdated. To begin with, we're going to get ourselves a 5-inch 1280 by 720 multi-touch touchscreen. It's not bad, but it's not like the latest one, the IPS panels that I've seen in Anbenic or other handhelds I've reviewed here on the channel. Another thing I really love about this device, that we can boot the freaking display in every angle. Now thinking, hey, is it so special? Yeah, when you're looking at the Powkiddy X18, we do have some different, like say, positions where you can basically put it in, but like fixed positions, and that's it. Like there is no way of changing it out, and that is something they did right with this Nvidia Shield Portable. But let's do a quick chat about the specifications. And this is something that's a little bit of a disappointment. So basically this thing comes with an Nvidia Shield Tegra 4 quad-core mobile processor with 2 GB of RAM. So that's not really a disappointment. 60 GB of flash storage, so not huge, but okay, it's the same like the Pro models I've reviewed before. The 5-inch display, I already told you the resolution, so it comes with very nice stereo speakers. Bluetooth version 3.0, and here we're going to see like we do have like a little bit of an old Android version, and we have like some limitations when it comes to like some other features. So that's the part where you can see this thing is getting a little bit older, but it's still worth picking up. Let's take a close look at the menu and what it can do. Another thing I really liked about it is the carrying case. Yeah, the thing, I don't know if you need to buy it or it was included. I'm just really honest, it came with mine. It is a little bit filthy. I tried to clean it up, but unfortunately it has some wear and tear. It comes with a very nice, let's say, hard case. I really like it, and it does give you like a very good protection. Another thing I also like is a very cool feature. When you're going to put it in the case itself, you still have the option to basically like put the cable in and charge it in the case itself. A feature I'm using with the Steam Deck, for example. So beside that, I think it's a pretty cool case. And yeah, it's absolutely cool that I have it with it, so I can store it and keep it safe. So one of the things you can do is, of course, play a lot of retro games with it. I think it's pretty damn cool. With RetroArch, we can basically configure a lot of it. Of course, like outside of RetroArch, we have like the PPSSPP emulator when it comes to the PlayStation Portable. But let's take a close look at some gameplay and just have some fun. Alright, so let's start off with some PlayStation 1. I think this device is capable of running it without any hassle. Pretty damn awesome. Of course, we do have so many devices that actually can play PlayStation 1 now. But the thing that really I like about this device is it actually like the amazing sound and the D-pad that plays so well. And I got my ass whooped by Just Mitchell. I didn't implement the joystick, not a big of a deal, but of course, if you're going to play some 8-bit and 16-bit stuff and you're going to configure it correctly with RetroArch and the right, let's say the cores, you're going to have like amazing emulation performance. Despite this is an older display, it looks great on this. And again, the controls, you can just notice it plays so much better than your typical, let's say, cheap handheld. But again, playing some 16-bit on this thing is great. But there is so much more you can do with it, of course. I think the ultimate benchmark will just be, of course, PlayStation Portable. You just need to mess around with the settings. I don't want to use frame skip for this part.
Get ready for the next match.
You can see like it does dip down to 50. But with a little bit of tweaking, you can still play PlayStation Portable on the go on the Nvidia Shield without a lot of a lot of hacks on. But also, when you're looking at the overall quality of the image, of course, if we had like more power chip, you could even like upscale it. But for the display resolution, I think it looks amazing and it runs great. But let's try a different game. Of course, let's try God of War just to see how that runs. Alright, so next up, let's try a little bit of God of War. So when you're looking at the controls in general, I must say I do get a little bit of trouble getting to the left joystick. It's not like really uncomfortable. The overall performance emulation, you need to have some frame skipping and a lot of tweaks to get this thing to run. But overall, we can play some God of War on the go, so that is pretty cool if you think about how old this device is. You can also see some frame dips to 27. So when plugging in the Nvidia Shield Portable, we even have the option to use this thing like in mirror mode or in console mode. So mirror mode is basically like you can show the image on your television and use this thing like in system and also in the controller at the same time. And with the console mode, I think it's pretty damn cool. You can connect yourself an extra controller, you plug it in your television and use it like an Nvidia Shield system. But I think it's pretty damn awesome that we can just use it like this. So let's do it and let's play a little bit of God of War and how will it run if you're going to use it with the HDMI functionality. Yeah, so when it comes to God of War with HDMI functionality, of course with a limitation it doesn't look that great. On the display itself it works fine, but on the freaking monitor it is not great. Let's try a different game.
Round one.
When you're going to play this game on the monitor, you can just see the freaking pixels. Of course, I have a lot of tweaks implemented to get the best performance on the tiny display, but when you're going to stretch up the display and put it on a monitor, you're going to see it. This is even like I think it was a 20-inch monitor, but if you're going to do this on like a 40-inch, it's going to be looking freaking hideous. So when you're looking at the pros and cons on this device, is this thing worth picking up? That is of course something you need to decide. I think if you're looking at the specs, the Android version and the price you need to pay for it is collectible, because I think that is basically what it is. Yeah, for the money you can buy so many other devices that are capable of running the same kinds of things, even with the same performance. Of course, yeah, it's an outdated device, but I really love the quality overall of it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Nvidia Shield Portable. Would you love to try it one day or just have it in your collection? It would be great if you subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell, and it would be just awesome to see you in the next video.